Greetings, everyone. How y'all doing? Happy Saturday. Today is the day that Saturn rules, and Saturn is currently in Pisces, has been for almost 2 years now. Saturn stays usually 2.5, almost 3 years in one sign. So today I am for Saturn. The moon is in Libra. But because it's a Saturn day, I'm going to work with the colors for Saturn, and that's black. I'm generally not somebody who does a lot of black energy because black absorbs, and I am very sensitive and very empathic. And so when I'm wearing black, I'm absorbing all the stuff in the environment. So I try to alleviate that in my life. So I don't often wear black or do much around the color black because just to protect my own energy. So I'll do things like rituals though, like so a black candle, tourmaline, a crystal, something to honor that energy of blackness is creation. It's the power where everything comes together. Black is a combination of all color. So, it's important to acknowledge it because it's a part of the natural experience, but it's important for you to understand who you are. Because when you're dealing with these colors, they have vibrations and energies, and you need to be in alignment with it. So, like I said, I don't do a whole lot of black. So I'm gonna burn a coal and work with myrrh and sandalwood today because we are clearing. And when we are releasing when the energy is in Saturn. So I am the Moon Mama. How y'all doing today? Happy Saturday. I feel like I jumped right in. I have been having a really interesting time getting here. I have not wanted to be in this space of sharing for the past week or so. And my commitment is to um, lean into my process no matter what's happening. And I have not wanted to be here because the things that are going on with me right now are very vulnerable, and I have not been wanting to share openly about my process. And so I honor that, you know what I mean? But I have a commitment to stay true to the process because the nodal work is the work that really, in the years that I have studied and been in all many manner of spiritual communities and environments, and the thing that I see that makes the difference, that makes the work stick, is if you do it along with the astrology, if you do your therapy or you do any of the healing modalities you're using, if you're doing it with the cycles of the moon, hey BT, um, you're aligned to the cosmos. And when you align to the cosmos, the stuff sticks. So, if you do work around healing your relationship with your mother or the feminine when the moon is in Cancer, it's going to stick. But if you do it when the moon is in Sagittarius, it's not going to stick. So we're always cycling, but what happens is we find ourselves at the same level, not really making any progress because we're doing the work out of alignment with what's going on in the cosmos. So the reason I'm here is to share with you how to do the work with the cosmology, and to also uh, understand that everything is happening within you. It's all an inside job. And so with the sun in Aquarius, we have 4 more days of the sun in Aquarius, 4 or 6, something like that. On the 18th, I think the sun goes into Pisces. So we have been in Aquarius season for 25 days. Aquarius is the future. It's the thing that's coming. It's who you're becoming. And because we have been living in a system that has locked us into ways of being and thinking, where we judge ourselves for being different, where where you get more leverage from sameness than you do from being unique, because we live in a culture that has made it bad to be different, to stand out, most of us have conformed just by nature of belonging. Like you can't wear your hair this way if you're going to need a job. You if you want to have a husband, you should look this way. All these little nuances lock us into ways of being that trap us out of our authentic selves. And Aquarius is your authentic self. So for me, this work has been really hard because I have been the kind of person who has really been internally a people pleaser. On the external, not so much. And the only reason I've not been a people pleaser externally is because I've not had a lot of resource to move through the external world in the way that I would. Like, if I had a lot of money, I would be the one that has all the things that people would look up to. Like I've seen so clearly how I have conformed, and by the grace of God, not having access to these things, I've not been able to pursue it in that way. So when the sun is in Aquarius, we get to come to our authentic selves. And the moon is in Libra today. Thank you so much. The moon is in Libra today. So we have Aquarius energy, which is analytical. We have air, fixed air. We have the moon in Libra, which is cardinal air. So there's a lot of like communication and energy today, a lot of overthinking, a lot of interacting with others. Like a lot of that is occurring today. And the work of it is, can you be your true self? Or will you conform? Will you lean into the other, and or will you be true to yourself? The ways that I have always, the simple way is this. It's like, you're hungry. You happen to be hungry, and you are making a plan in your mind to go out and get some food. And one of your friends calls, and they're like, "Oh," and so you know what you want. Like, you know that you really want Indian food. And one of your friends calls and like, "Oh, we're gonna go out and eat and blah 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 blah," and they invite you, and they're going to have Chinese food. Will you still go do what you want to do? Like, if you already had a plan to go eat Indian food, or will you concede and go with the crowd and go get Chinese food to be with everyone else? We do this in our lives in many, many, many ways. In conversations, I have heard myself, like someone is talking and saying something, and I don't really agree with it, but maybe I don't disagree with it. And I won't stand my ground. I won't, it's just about being true to yourself, right? So in the last year, I was in a friendship where I noticed that, oh, when they're talking, I'm saying, even if it's things I don't believe in or agree with. And in doing that, I diminish my sense of self. In doing that, I surrender my true identity, my authenticity. And as we're moving into the age of Aquarius, what's most important is our authentic self, the key, the code to who you are. You are not here to continue to people please and externally seek validation. This has been the greatest shadow of my experience, this seeking validation, even though I have been doing this work for years. As I get, as I can look back now and see what my greatest obstacles were, it was a need to belong, a need to feel validated, a need to feel accepted, concerns about what other people think of me. Like, that has been the greatest challenge to my growth and healing. And it's a very tricky thing because we live in a world that is our projection. And that's why it's important for us to know where we are and how we're meant to function. We live in a world that is a projection of our energy. Everyone in your life is aligned to your energetic function, to your energetic frequency in one way or another. In one way or another. So when you are outsourcing your approval, it's like you're doubling back on your own self, because the approval is the presence of another person and what they're representing in your reality. That is the approval of something that you are is being projected out. Now, the question is, what is being projected out, right? So are the people in your life affirming? Are they resistant? Are they, are they negative? Like, right, they're giving you a picture of who you are. The people in your life are showing you a picture of yourself, a picture of an aspect of yourself. So if you begin, like I was, to need approval from others, or to, resist, if you need approvals from others, or you resist the experience of oneness, which is knowing that everyone in your life is a reflection of you somehow, some way, and to not judge it, but to be curious about it. But if you judge it, then you're judging yourself. That's why the Bible says, judge not so that you not be judged, right? Because if you look at somebody, maybe you have somebody in your life and they have a drinking addiction, and you're like, they're wrong for that, or how dare they, or, they're a contradiction, and then rather than having compassion, which is to just observe and see that there's an experience happening. But when you judge it, the judgments are a faction of your own consciousness, which means that you have to live out the very thing that you're judging or seeking approval from or denying from the external realm. It's very important for us to understand how this reality works. And I have just had the privilege to sit and read and understand and practice and recognize that the greatest law here is the law of oneness. The greatest law is the law of oneness. So today, with the moon in Aries, with the moon in Libra, Libra is about partnership and the other. Libra is the sign that governs, in Western astrology, they call it the sign of marriage and partnership. What that really means is how you show up in your experience with the other. Do you understand that they are a reflection of you? Do you understand that the parts of yourself that you can't see will be reflected in the other? So you are not here to reject or deny, but to actually get curious and see how you can see yourself in the other person. Whether you like it or not, it's not about that. It's literally about the experience and understanding how reality works. This person is a reflection of me somehow. This person is showing me some aspect of myself. So for the last month, for me, I have been really working on harmonizing my relationship to the masculine. That looks like my relationship with men, but men are just a symbol of my own masculine energy. Because as men and women, we both have feminine and masculine. So we have to learn how to balance and harmonize those energies within us so that we will have an experience externally that reflects back to us our harmonized selves, our peaceful selves, our expansive selves, our loving selves, our joyful selves. It reflects it back to you. So the people in your life, if you are in a relationship with a man and he's cranky and tired, he's reflecting to you your masculine self. He's reflecting to you your masculine self. And what does your masculine self need? Your masculine self needs purpose. It needs leadership. It needs mission. And if you don't have a mission as a woman, as a mother, if you don't have mission and purpose in your life, then your masculine energy is out of alignment. And if you if your masculine energy is out of alignment, it's also probably true that your feminine energy is out of alignment, which is why we follow the moon. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. And yeah, so just pay attention to your relationships. Pay attention to how you're showing up in the relationship. That's the thing. It's not about the other person as much as it is how you're showing up. How do you show up with the other? How do you show up? I have been this month witnessing myself with jealousy and sense of self-neglect and self-loathing and all while I've been really cleaning my house, and all these old patterns from my childhood are showing up, and it has been rigorous and I have been exhausted. It's been a really challenging month because Aquarius is saying you have to prepare for the future. You're here to get yourself ready for your future self. And anything that's blocking, anything that's in the way has to be removed. And so whatever your patterns are, whatever your cycles are that don't serve any longer, have to come undone. And it is during Aquarius season that we do that. All right, you all. Peace and blessings. I love y'all very much. If you need any support, check out my website, healwithmoonmama.com. Also, thank you all for your donations yesterday. I really appreciate your kindness and your generosity with me. I just deeply am grateful. And I also, Master Flover, you want to come be on the video with me? I see you. It said you wanted a request. I really appreciate you guys who give donations and say thank you and send me your music playlist. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So I want to say thank you for that. If you need coaching, if you need support right now. Okay, so I don't know who you are and what you want to talk about, but I'm going to take a chance, y'all. I'm going to bring somebody in. I only have a few minutes, though. Okay. Let's see. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Deirdre. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, everything that you've been discussing, that you've been going through, I too have been experiencing, and I don't believe in coincidences.
I don't either.
So, I found you through a client of mine because I am a mental health therapist, and she
Okay.
recommended me to you. And it just so happens this morning I'm clicking through and I'm trying to find you and I find you,
Okay.
which is again, no coincidence. And you're literally speaking my language because I am exactly where, like, I have done so much and yet I still feel I'm just not moving where
Okay.
I need to be.
What's your sun sign? What's your sun sign? When is your birthday? Oh, they just kicked her out. What happened? They kicked her out. Okay. I tried. I tried. Something happened. All right. Well, we were gonna, but it didn't. So I don't know. Okay, you all. Anyway, um, oh, you're Deidre. Okay, when is your birthday? We lost you. Like you were here, but then you lost. You're a Libra. Ah, so the moon is in Libra today. Okay. So with the moon in Libra and that's your sun sign. When we are in these places when we've done so much work and we're still circling, the things that have to happen need to occur in the body. Like, so these are the reasons why, like while the 10, okay, so you're born in 1969, so you are 55. Okay. So the thing is, this is a really rich time. And what you need to do is fast, like things that get you out of your comfort zone in your body. You have to like cross a threshold. And because when we've done all this work in our minds, and the mind has its place, but the mind doesn't hold the same frequency as the body. So you've got to really get into the feeling of, so it starts with just like, what does it feel like to be stuck? What does it feel like to be stuck? And feel the stuckness, feel it, right? Like, and do your prayer and meditation around it. Like, honor the stuckness, because when you honor it, it will begin to move, it will begin to shift. And so today the moon is in Leo, today the moon is in Libra, tomorrow the moon is in Libra. If you could fast from something, if you could, like spend some hours giving up something that you rely on, like don't eat food or don't use your technology or be silent for 10 hours, something to get you out of your comfort zone. You've got to try something new, because we are in a new cycle. So the old things are not going to work anymore. And so for those of us who are not doing new things, it's just going to keep you going around in that same spin. All right. I hope that helps. And I'm glad you got on, and then I'm sorry you got cut off. I'll talk to you guys again. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. I'm sorry. I want to say one more thing. The thing about Libra is that last year, the South Node was in Libra last year. The South Node is now in Virgo. This work that we're doing is the nodal work. So just get clear about the things you needed to let go of from last year. Maybe there's stuff you're still holding on to, because that South Node was saying, change the way you relate to others. But it's really about your own self-esteem. It's about showing up in your power. It's about showing up, as with your gifts and being confident. It's about showing up, being vulnerable. It's about showing up in your authenticity. So see where you are still holding on to old behavior patterns that don't serve you. Okay, now I'm done. All right, bye.